The Sonic Movie Show is a weekly podcast that you can find on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, and YouTube. Just search for The Sonic Movie Show and give us a like wherever you listen.
But editing.
Sonic, man.
Fucking Sonic, man.
I
have a quote in my head. All right. It's not... Well, you'll see. Either you'll get it right away or you won't get it.
Okay. It's going to be something like, it's me, Sonic the Hedgehog.
You'll see. I think you'll know. You've been to the movies enough to know.
Oh, damn. All right, losers. Welcome to the 19th inaugural episode of Sonic Movie Show, the only show that has nothing else to do, so we're going to talk about Sonic and movies. I'm Ethan. With me is Devin.
There's a box office bomb at your local theater. You have 30 minutes.
See, you told me ahead of time I was going to know what this is, and I don't.
You don't know what it is?
No.
It's in the trailer for the Richard Jewell movie where he says, "There's a bomb in Centennial Park. You have 30 minutes."
Never heard of that movie, never seen that trailer. I thought maybe
Really?
you were like referencing when someone shot up a theater when the
Oh,
Dark
no.
Knight came out.
No.
Like, damn. This is
No.
anything for comedy, huh?
Dark humor, man. Kids love it.
If I say I want to die, then people laugh, right? Is that how it works?
No, I saw it, 3 weeks ago? It was pretty good.
What's the movie called?
Richard Jewell.
Richard
Clint
Jewell.
Eastwood movie.
Oh, he's still alive? I figured he would have withered away by now with all of his racism. But anyway, today's episode is going to be about movies. Believe it or not, that's something that we do here. The Sonic movie itself comes out on Valentine's Day, February 14th, which is not too far away,
Just
less
weeks
than
away.
1 month. Yeah. Only a couple episodes before that. So to hype ourselves up, get into the moment, get into the groove, we're going to be looking ahead, seeing what its competition is going to be. I know we kind of did this a little bit back in December, but we have a bigger picture now of what kind of films are coming out, that are going to be fighting over these rings that people are going to be paying at the theaters. So we both have a list open up here.
All right, so most people are going to probably think, hey, we're going to start on February 14th when Sonic comes out. Nope, because movies don't work like that, right? We have movies that come out in January that I think could still affect Sonic. I don't know how much, but it could. I actually want to look at January 24th on Friday. We have The Gentleman and the Turning. The Gentleman, isn't that
It's a Matthew McConaughey film, and I know that because I'm a huge Matthew fan.
And there's that guy from Crazy Rich Asians who I have a man crush on. Then The Turning is a horror movie. I feel like those two really aren't going to... I don't know how well they're going to do in theaters. I mean, we'll find out tomorrow how they do for our time.
I think The Gentleman people will look at that and be like, oh, that's another the Kingsmen film, right? And then I think a lot
That's
of
what I
people
thought it
go to
was
see
when I
that
first read the title.
because of the title font and just the general look of the film. I don't know how many times I've seen McConaughey tweet about it, and I just assumed it was a Kingsman spinoff. I guess it's not. And the trailer looks terrible.
Even if it does pretty well its first 2 weekends, it still has 3 weeks till Sonic comes out.
I think my assumption is it would die off.
Yeah, I don't think we need to... Sonic needs to worry about these two films. I don't think the same audience... I mean, maybe if you're just a general action moviegoer, maybe this would affect you, whether or not you're seeing Sonic, but then maybe you'll see Sonic in 2 weeks after Sonic comes out. So, yeah, I think it's fair to say that nothing will affect...
I can agree with that.
With those two
now,
films.
you know what film also comes out that day that I did not know until right now, but has a dope as hell poster.
Which one?
Color Out of Space.
Oh, I haven't.
Look at this. This Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh,
this is giving me Mandy vibes.
Isn't it the same? I remember
this movie about. I have a thing right here. It's just a color, but it burns. RLJE has unveiled an official U.S. trailer for the indie sci-fi
I think I saw a trailer for this.
Color Out of Space. It's an H.P. Lovecraft short story. There's a trailer here.
Limited theaters. Maybe we can go see it.
Scroll down. Look at these dope posters.
It does have that Mandy vibe. And we loved Mandy.
We love Mammy.
We love Mammy. I wonder if it's
We
the
should
same
try to see if we
director
can see
or
that.
something. I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
limited, so maybe it won't be
Yeah.
in theaters for a short while. I don't know if it'll be at our theater or not that we go to.
That movie will definitely not compete with Sonic, even if it was a worldwide release, unfortunately.
Hey, man, we can all take drugs and go see any movie, not just
Poster.
Color Out of Space.
Poster looks awesome. I'd actually put that up on a wall. And I
Nick
don't
Cage
really
is.
like
Do you
doing
think
that with
Nick
movie
Cage is
posters.
having a comeback potentially?
I think he's doing what Keanu Reeves has been doing before.
I was going to say the same thing.
Before his big comeback is a lot of weird little projects, a lot of weird little things. He's a quote unquote dead careered actor, right? Just
Yes.
like he's not, you know what I mean? So he works on the small project that he's invested in and has passion for, and if they work out, then it's because all Color Out of Space needs to do for Nicolas Cage is have a good critical acclaim. It could make no money at all, and it does not matter for him. He still got paid, obviously, but like all it does is say like, hey, Nicolas Cage is doing cool stuff. Mandy was legitimately good.
As long as he sticks to being like a crazy, almost drunkard man all the time, like honestly, like if he keeps getting those roles, and
Yeah,
he's not an actor who will like can do everything for you, but he's an actor if you have a certain like idea that you're trying to go with, specifically with like rage. He's your guy. He's your guy. You have to build a movie around him. You can't
And
just
who
put
knows?
him in any movie. You have to build a movie around him. I do know that he's doing a National Treasure 3.
So I was going to mention that. Is that actually happening, or was it just
That's-
well?
I from what I saw on Twitter,
Because
a couple
that
days
could
ago,
be his
it's
Bill
official.
and Ted 3.
True.
You know what I mean? Maybe he needs a big breakout role
Maybe it'll be good.
like John Wick for himself. You know what I mean? Because the only reason why Bill and Ted 3 is happening is because of John Wick. You know
Keanu
what I
Reeves
mean?
is hot. Yeah, Cyberpunk as well. So
He's in the SpongeBob movie.
see, like
Sponge
he's
out of water.
I'm saying, like I'm so happy for him. I really am.
He's a tumbleweed.
He is.
All right, his best role ever. Honestly, I wish I see because I saw the SpongeBob trailer where they show Keanu Reeves as the tumbleweed. All he is like a floating face over the tumbleweed. I wish they could do the same thing that they did in the first SpongeBob movie and make him like David Hasselhoff, where he's just a giant man compared to them. You know,
Damn. All right. January 31st, Friday, we have Gretel and Hansel. I had
Gretel and Hansel.
It was weird for me. That was hard for me to say because it's the other way around usually, which I think is another horror thriller movie spin-off thing based off the original story from what I remember seeing a trailer for. The rhythm section.
It's a spy film.
Spy film. See, I didn't know anything about that.
I'm reading it now.
Oh.
The rhythm section is described as an international spy thriller about a woman who takes on the identity of an assassin in order to seek out and get revenge on those who orchestrated a plane crash that killed her family.
Oh, now that's...
Shoot,
yep.
I just closed the list.
Now I've seen so many trailers. My girlfriend and I go to the theater at least 2 to 3 times a month, but it's mostly the same trailers. But all the trailers just now blend in my head, and I'm always like, "Oh, read me the plot, and the images will come back to me." So yeah, okay, I know what that one is.
Yeah,
I guess you can say it's an action film from what I saw in the trailer, mystery maybe, spy film.
I think that film is what lowers the Gentleman's box office.
Mm-hmm. And then it could have a very, very small effect on Sonic, but I don't see it really.
I think unless there's
Hurting
another
it.
Nicolas Cage movie hidden in these limited runs, I think the real Sonic competitor is the weekend afterwards.
February 7th, Friday, Birds of Prey, The Emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Well, they shortened the name. It used to be like 4 extra words longer.
Oh, was it? I
The
only thought it was
Emancipation-
Birds of Prey.
No, it was Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. It's a dumb name.
Huh.
They should
Yeah, that's too
honestly
Just call it
have
Birds of
titled
Prey.
it. Call it Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey if you really want her name in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And that's with the same actress as
Yes. It's Suicide Squad Harley
Okay.
Quinn. It's Margot Robbie. So here, I did not watch Suicide Squad. I am going to soon. I'm going to watch all the DC movies again soon because I want to get prepped up because I do want to see Wonder Woman again, and I promised myself I would watch the other DC movies besides Shazam because Wonder Woman was good and I never did, so I broke my promise to myself. Anyway, from what I had heard, having not seen Suicide Squad, which was a critical failure,
I saw it.
Warner Brothers is not trying to make a connected film universe, but they're not against having things having sequels. They're not against seeming like they're all connected but breaking continuity. How I have been informed about this Birds of Prey film is that it is not a sequel to Suicide Squad, yet it's still about what happens afterwards. Like, it is not... It's weird. It's hard to explain, but like I don't think it's supposed to be the same
honest,
Harley Quinn, but it's the same actress.
I've only seen like screen caps of it,
because then
her walking with a bat or whatever.
James Gunn, he's directing The Suicide Squad that comes out next year,
which is a reboot.
I don't know.
Is it a hard reboot or
I
know
don't
they said that Will Smith isn't coming back as Deadshot. I remember reading that.
But she might come back, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
The accent she does for Harley Quinn is terrible. It's honestly what turned me off of actually wanting to see this movie. I'll probably catch it on Amazon later. This movie is definitely a threat to Sonic. The same types of people that aren't children that would go to see Sonic will also go to see Birds of Prey if they're not scared off. But both of them are guilty pleasures of films, They're both pain.
They both
you enjoy.
It goes back to pop culture stuff. Sonic and Birds of Prey. The average person now is probably seeing superhero or supervillain movies. Joker, coming back to theaters. I know after its award-winningness. So I can see people being like, well, am I going to see Birds of Prey this month or Sonic? And some people are going to pick Birds of Prey. Some people are going to pick Sonic. When it comes to like the nerds, I guess, but
I have a feeling Birds of Prey will make more money than Sonic, but I'd be interested to see how little the gap could be. Could it be a simple 15 million difference? Or could it be 50? You know what I mean?
What if Birds of Prey comes out and they say it's really good? Like it's getting acclaim that like the Joker got.
Then it will pick up.
And then I think Sonic would be screwed.
People forget how smart audiences are when it comes to how terrible or how really well a movie could be. Everyone might have forgotten, but there was a little film no one liked called Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Had a record-breaking opening weekend, and the drop was like no one wanted to see the movie after the opening weekend because everyone saw and heard how terrible it was.
So if that happens with Birds of Prey,
but it could be the opposite, you know what I mean? People might be like, I don't want to see this. It's garbage. Oh my God, it's amazing. Well, I'm going to go see it now. And I'm going to go see it my next weekend. I'm going to go see it on Friday, Valentine's Day, when I have off.
I'm going to take my girl to go see Birds of Prey. A woman empowerment movement. You know what I'm saying?
That's going to get me laid.
That's not bringing that chocolate.
No chili dogs.
No chili dogs. Let's just assume for our... guesstimate. I know at the end we're gonna guess how much Sonic is gonna make total, but we also can maybe guess just for the month. Let's just for a guesstimate say Birds of Prey is an average film. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. It's like Shazam, kind of how Shazam. Everyone said, "Oh, Shazam was good."
Say,
how much did Shazam make?
Take a guess.
International or domestic?
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
So both combined.
Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
750 million?
Oof, well, not that high.
Okay, good, because I was going to guess higher, and I went lower.
364.5 million.
Ooh,
worldwide. Okay. It had budget of 100 million, so it more than tripled it.
Do we know the box office, or the budget of Birds of Prey yet? Do we know that? Does it say anywhere?
Reported to be 75.
Oh, even lower. So they're not doing too. It's not a huge, gamble. They're not they're putting 200 into this.
Shazam has a lot more effects they need to do because he's flying and using powers. I don't think anyone in Birds of Prey is superhuman, or at least their superhuman might be like, I just pick things up.
I mean, still though, for the average action superhero movie. I feel like 75 is a little low.
So now, but do we think it's gonna make more than 364 million?
Well, now you told me Shazam made that much. To be fair, there hasn't been a superhero movie since, I guess, Joker. So
I feel like
maybe...
that's almost different. That's like...
I know it's different, but I'm saying, like, generally speaking, for someone who's just into DC and Marvel, who's going to the movie, are they going to be more hyped, being like, oh, great, Birds of Prey is coming? You know what I mean?
I will say this, though. I have not seen anything about it besides tiny clips people have shared on social. An adult-oriented animated DC show on their streaming service, their DC Universe, or I think it's called, that is Harley Quinn focused. Like, there's swearing and stuff in it, so I know it's not meant for kids. And people keep saying, oh, this is actually really good. This is funny. Like, this is... So maybe there's more people than...
All right, I'm gonna say for domestic, for the month, for Birds of Prey, assuming it's average, an average film, 150. I think that's safe to say.
Shazam made 140 domestic.
All right, I'm going to give it 150.
Now, Justice League, by the way, made 657 worldwide. Damn. And its budget was 300. That is one of the, like, I don't think a single Marvel movie has had a budget that high.
I'm going to say 150. Yeah.
150.
And then worldwide will be, I think, a little bit under Shazam, because, well, maybe a little bit more, but it's around there, around what you said for Shazam. So,
yeah, I'd be interested because, like, Birds of Prey has the Harley Quinn connection. Harley Quinn has the Batman connection. Batman would do better than Shazam box office. Just putting it out there with no context. But is that enough?
That's what I'm saying. It's going to come down to, especially for international audiences, do they care about Harley Quinn? Because no one cared about Shazam, but the movie trailers and stuff were like, hey, this is going to be like a comedy.
I wonder if people are trained now to not really put their understanding or acknowledgement of a character as a basis of whether or not they want to see the movie. Because Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Iron Man.
But this is also DC, where people have, I think, more of a negative connotation towards when it comes to movies.
Let me look up and see how many people saw Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that'd be a good... To be fair, that was also how many years ago, though? It's a different
climate, yeah. Worldwide, 746 million. Domestic was 325.
Holy!
So, now this movie had amazing trailers. It played Bohemian Rhapsody with sound effects, so people were really hyped. Came out on August 5th of 2016. Budget was 175,000, so literally 100,000 more than Birds of Prey.
I'm still gonna say Birds of Prey is gonna do around Shazam. If at best, maybe a little bit more. But I think it's gonna come down to how good is the movie. Just because for DC's sake, a lot of people are still, I think, fuzzy on DC movies. So I think more people are gonna be like, if they hear it's good, then they'll go. If they hear it's all right, maybe they'll wait it out, or maybe they will go on the third or fourth weekend of it already being out. Yeah,
that'll probably be for me. I know I want to see the movie. Maybe we'll go together when it's in theaters. I don't know, but
sure.
Wonder Woman, on the other hand, made 821 million,
and that
worldwide.
Was the best
domestic
movie.
It was 412. Of the ones I've seen, it is the best. Let me, just for my own edification, Man of Steel.
Damn, you're going far back now.
668 million. So Wonder Woman is the best commercial one of the DCEU.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to whether or not the movie's good. But I think the movie's going to be all right. From all the credibility that I have of judging movies off of screenshots I've seen on Twitter.
I've watched a couple trailers. But, like, here's the thing now. They've lost our trust with the trailers because Suicide Squad had an amazing... I don't want to say an amazing world-ending trailer, but, like, it had a really good trailer that hyped people up, got people excited, and it was not indicative of the quality of that movie at all. So, like, because I watched the trailer for Birds of Prey, I'm like, all right, this looks all right. I can see myself watching this. Does that mean it's going to be even worse? You know?
True.
I remember Man of Steel's trailer made me cry when I watched it way back in the day.
To be fair, like, I know you wanted to see Shazam. was it you or was it me? I don't remember who was first to say, hey, we should go see Shazam. But I remember not caring for it until I saw a trailer for it. And I'm like, oh, this looks fun.
Yeah.
Laid back. Could be a good comedy action film.
Well, what's his name? Zachary Levi. He's a good actor. He's funny. I like him. So I'm like, oh, well, that's a good role for him.
So,
but regardless of if we think Birds of Prey is going to make more money than Sonic or not, it will definitely compete with it.
Impact Sonic.
Now, it could be either one of the other ways. It could be that people aren't going to see Sonic because they're seeing Birds of Prey, or Birds of Prey will die off faster because of Sonic's opening. I have a feeling that might not be the case.
Yeah. We'll see. I think we'll be able to tell how Sonic's going to fare just based off the weekend of February 7th, I think. Well, I mean, unless Sonic surprises us, but if you look at February 14th, Valentine's Day, it's coming out with 4 other movies. Regardless if these movies are bad, good, hyped up, or not hyped up, you got to think about how many theaters are at an actual movie theater. Let's say you have 12 theaters. I think the one we go to has 16. And let's say it's already playing all the what is that, 4 or 5 from January still?
Yeah.
Maybe we then has like one of them is limited movies, so let's say 6. Okay, that's half all your theaters gone. Then you have Birds of Prey probably playing 2 or 3 showings. So then you're down to 4 or 5 theaters. How many of those are going to be playing Sonic? How many of those are going to be playing Fantasy Island, which comes out on the 14th? The Photograph, Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
I have not seen the trailer for Portrait of a Lady on Fire. The poster looks kind of cool. But I have seen the trailers for Fantasy Island and The Photograph. I think they both played during the last movie we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those movies do not look good at all. I think Fantasy Island could compete with Sonic just because it looks like it's a fun disaster film. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what casual moviegoers might see.
Average casual
it
people.
as. To me, it looks terrible. It looks like the trailer gave away everything about it.
If it comes on HBO or Amazon Prime for free, then I'll watch it. That's the kind of movie it looks
I'm
like.
so lazy. I have to like make a commitment for that. I don't know if I want to do that.
I don't mind. It looks like a slasher thriller movie that's just as fun. So I'm like, I'll give it a shot. I've learned to like those kind of movies.
A Liam Neeson movie comes out that same day. Ordinary Love.
Huh.
None of the other limited films, limited release films, look like they're anything interesting.
You see After Midnight there? What is that poster? It looks like a metal album cover.
It looks like what happens after the fish man from Shape of Water dies.
Olympic Dreams, yeah, VFW. So yeah, just in terms of theaters,
I definitely thought that was Harrison Ford at the top of VFW's trailer or poster.
Just in terms of theaters, though, that might have just an impact on Sonic's opening night. And maybe if it does well that first 2 nights there, maybe they'll open more theaters on Saturday and Sunday for Sonic. But just like, I'm just saying by a numbers standpoint in terms of the movies, I think it's going to hurt Sonic.
Well, how many? So we go to see movies at a theater that I say is fairly good sized. It has a lot of screens.
Mm-hmm.
How many theaters don't have as many screens?
True.
And have to allocate like, hey, and only one screen gets Sonic. And it might trade off in the afternoon for Portrait of a Lady on Fire or something. You know what I mean?
Birds of Prey, because let's say it does well on February 7th, that people are going to be like, no, we need to put this movie in.
It's definitely still going to have multiple showings in a day for the week after, for sure. Absolutely. So those 2 films will compete. It's safe to say that Sonic would be the best opening of that day.
For those 4, yes.
Yeah. I have a feeling it would probably, unless Birds of Prey, like, is this, holy shit, we need to see this film. Let's all go next weekend.
And its second weekend just somehow beat Sonic?
Yeah. I don't think it will.
I don't think so either.
Who knows? Like, I mean, look at that poster. They're all smiling. She's got a baseball bat, so they're playing a team sport as a group. So clearly they're having fun, and people are going to see that and be like, I want to have fun. I'm bored. I'm going to go see this film. You look at the Sonic poster, he just looks mad because he's running at me. I don't want him to run at me. I'm not going to see her film. Blue naked man with shoes, you know?
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. It's just kind of discouraging to see that there's 3 other movies coming out at the same time, just like I said, by a numbers standpoint. But I think it should win that. It's more of the second weekend and third weekend that's like, how many people are going to... I'm sure there's going to be the Sonic nerds like us who will go back a second time. But But how many people are gonna, it's February 21st now, and you have Brahms, is that how you pronounce it? Brahms the Boy 2, which I don't know anything about. Looks like a horror film,
I think
maybe?
it's Brahms.
Brahms.
Because of the H softens.
Yeah. And then the Call of the Wild, which is with Harrison Ford and that
he looks
CG dog.
in the trailer.
It is a CG
throwing that
dog.
out there. No, the dog is CG. I think Harrison Ford, a lot of him, he looks CG even though I don't think he is.
I think it's a lot of green screens, I think.
There's a lot of definition being put into his beard.
But
and they missed an opportunity in that trailer to be like, Chewie, we're home with the dog.
Oh my god.
Because the dog's big. And he I don't know. I'm not seeing that movie.
Me neither. But let's say you're a dad and your two sons, ages 14 and 10, want to go to the movies, but they didn't say what movie. Are you going to pick Sonic or are you going to pick The Call of the Wild? I think The Call of the Wild could steal a couple people here.
I don't think if you're a dad taking your two sons, you're not going to go take them to see Birds of Prey because you're probably insecure about something and you don't want to have them see that movie.
Yeah.
I think if you're a dad, you're embarrassed to take your kids to see Sonic. So you're going to go take them to see what you remember reading as a kid, a little book called Hatchet. And you're going to be like, I think this is similar. Maybe it's going to end up like The Grey, an awesome Liam Neeson movie. Maybe you're hoping for that. Or maybe you realize that this is like the third or fourth remake of this story. So
I'm just saying for like a family film who doesn't want to see a comedy like Sonic, they might see The Call of the Wild. And everyone loves dogs.
Yeah, I will say this. I took my grandma to see a movie in December called Knives Out. It was amazing. I saw it a second time. And we're watching all the trailers. Now, when she saw the trailer for The Boss, or Like a Boss, comes out on January 10th, she was horrified by the profanity. She saw the trailer for Call of the Wild, and she was excited. So grandparents are going to take their grandchildren to see Call of the Wild.
Mm-hmm. Based off your one real life example.
Exactly.
Of all the polls that we took with one person, we can conclude The Call of the Wild is an old people film.
They're probably going to remember seeing an older version of the movie way back in the day. They're going to remember the story. I don't at all. They're definitely not going to go take them to see Emma, Goldie, or The Night Clerk.
We're all limited movies. Like, I don't think any. I think most of these are going to be shown at like your indie theaters, your smaller theaters. But yeah, I can see The Call of the Wild competing with Sonic. It's going to once again. It's going to go. I think Birds of Prey is going to set the month up, or is going to set this tone for the month of how much everyone else is going to get because it's first, and it's probably in terms of just like I said, DC's a brand, so people know what that is over. I guess people know who Sonic the Hedgehog is, but over all the other ones. So
yeah,
we'll see.
The week after, only one movie isn't in a limited release, and that's called The Invisible Man. Now, this movie will have notoriety to it because this is a Universal Pictures. This is part of their monster dark pictures thing.
Yes,
it's with the Mummy. Like, this is The Invisible Man, and I remember seeing the trailer and being like, "This is actually good," because is he even real? You know what I mean? Like they're trying to play like, is he literally an invisible man, or is he all in? You know, is he not? Is he imaginary? You know what I mean? Like I remember watching the trailer. This was months ago, and being like, ooh, like it's hard to even tell what is going on, and I think that will intrigue people. People like these film universes, so I think just literally being a part of one boosts your box office.
I thought that was a joke. The whole dark pictures thing. I thought that was a joke back in the day that they were going to do that with the Mummy, but then the Mummy was like, and then like I thought it was just. But I knew they were going to do the Invisible Man, but I thought they were just going to go with it anyways, regardless of whether or not it's going to be in a universe or not. So I don't know how many people know that.
Yeah, I mean they could just be like, "Nah, it isn't. Whatever. We're gonna maybe make some of these movies if we want to, but they're not going to be a thing." It doesn't really. It's not like, oh man, Marvel movies are dead. I guess we can't do Squirrel Girl. You know what I mean? Like they can make a film called The Invisible Man. They'll be fine. You know what I mean? Well, regardless of if it's a part of a.
By the way, for old movie watchers, The Invisible Man, the original one, I think came out in late 50s. I have a poster of it. I've seen it once, but it's based off the book by H.G. Wells. But the plot for that one and the book anywhere close to what the trailer was showing. Like, from what I remember, the Invisible Man is just a mad scientist who winds up like robbing the bank or something crazy like that. But it wasn't anything from what that trailer is showing. From what you're saying, we're not sure whether or not our main character knows, or she thinks it's the boyfriend who's dead is invisible watching her, or her ex-boyfriend. So I'm intrigued by it, but I'm not.
People don't believe her, right?
Yes.
And you as a viewer might be questioning whether or not you believe her too as you watch the film. I think that's what they're trying to go for. But I definitely think that is, at least this is definitely a competitor to Birds of Prey, if that is still like multiple showings of a night, in a day. That will definitely compete with that, because this is a fun movie to see. So is Birds of Prey. I would expect it to compete with Sonic in a similar fashion, but how many people 2 weeks after, like, I haven't seen Sonic yet and I still want to, you know what I mean? Like,
what if it comes out the Invisible Man is good? Once again, it goes back to like the word of mouth thing, where let's say Invisible Man comes out,
benefit better from that than Birds of Prey could.
Correct. Like, people are like, hey, Invisible Man had a really great story, and oh man, it had me on the edge of the seat, So maybe, I don't know. Personally, from the trailer, I was like, eh.
Also, that day, February 28th, limited release is a corny-looking Harry Potter film. Looks like it's trying to be John Wick, called Guns Akimbo. I say it's a Harry Potter film because it stars Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah.
I heard about this. Daniel Radcliffe, by the way, speaking of Nicolas Cage and doing like weird stuff, Daniel Radcliffe, ever since Harry Potter, has done a lot of weird things. You know what I can
appreciate about him? This is the one thing I appreciate about him, because over the summer I watched all these Harry Potter films, and obviously he's a child in the first ones, and he grows older, right? I don't know how old he was when he was filming the last two films, but I assume he's adult age. He's a short man, and I appreciate that. It's good that we have these actors that represent the real people out here, all right? Average height, like me.
He's short, but he stands tall. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
With his little stick, the fascist man that he is.
No, he was in a movie called Swiss Army Man or Swiss Army Knife, where he plays a corpse that
yes.
that has like weird abilities. And I watched it, and that movie was super dry British humor, but I enjoyed it. It was definitely, it stuck to what it was. Very confident in itself, but I was like, this is Harry Potter? Yeah. What?
He is, however, also in a show that is definitely trying to capitalize off the success of the show The Good Place. I forgot what this show's called, but it's a similar kind of like, we're in heaven and we're a comedy kind of a show, and I don't think that show looked very good at all. Steve Buscemi's God in it, and I saw the trailers. They kept pushing those trailers hard. I don't think anyone wanted to see that, but anything else in February 28th stick out to you? Because
no, I don't think the other ones.
The Sonic Killer is the week after.
Yes. Next we have Pixar's Onward, March 6th. And then we also have The Way Back with Ben Affleck.
Oh, yeah, that is Ben Affleck.
Batman. Other Batman.
My Batman.
My Batman.
Hashtag not my Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Get it trending, people.
Yeah. But no, Onward will kill Sonic.
You think it'll
kill
Just
like how Frozen would have killed. I mean,
I don't know anything about... Oh, yeah, I've seen this trailer.
1 month later.
I've seen this trailer.
You know
it actually looks cute. It looks cute.
Yeah, I'm going to see it. Now, I will say this, though. I like him a lot. I think his Spider-Man is great. But what's his name should not be in this film.
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland, yes. I was stalling because I was trying to think of his name. I kept wanting to call him Peter. I'm like, no, that's Spider-Man's name. I think they should have taken Chris Pratt, made him Tom Holland's character, and put Jack Black as Chris Pratt's character, because I'm watching that character speak, and I'm like, I'm expecting Jack Black to be that person, and it's not.
I can see it. I know where that's coming from.
He just looks like him, but blue, That is definitely the kind of person he would be. But
how big is Pixar movies now, though? I mean, we had Frozen 2. That was not Pixar, but
the
still,
last Pixar film was...
an big animated film. What was the last Pixar film?
Toy Story 4, duh.
And that didn't do as hot as a lot of people I thought were saying. Or what people are predicting it to be.
Over just a little bit over $1 billion.
Oh, never mind. I thought that movie.
The last original was Coco, which was $807 million.
Okay, so then
Inside Out was $857 million. So if we're talking original, not sequel Pixar films, we're up there.
At least over 500.
Yeah.
But that's by the month. That's
more than what Sonic
or not by the
will
month,
make.
but that's the total box office. But still, I think you're right by saying Pixar's onward. I didn't even think about this movie, but
I forgot it was coming out.
Even if Sonic is killing it, Pixar's onward will
kill it too.
Yes, well, there's always a bigger fish, as
Yep.
Liam Neeson says in Phantom Menace.
He does.
He does.
There's always a bigger fish.
But March 13th, you know what's happening?
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Bloodshot.
I see him and I'm not ready for it.
Vin effin' Diesel, our boy. Have we said anything on this show about our secret projects? Have we? Is it really a secret?
I mean, does anyone care? I think that's what creates what a secret is, right?
I guess
there's information no one knows, but no one cares. It's not a secret. We haven't teased it, but we are working on a Vin Diesel project, and I think that's all we want to commit to saying right now.
I totally forgot about this movie, and it's right here. I thought this wasn't until like
I'm not gonna lie,
later
I thought it was
next
like
year.
a Netflix movie.
Oh, really?
I didn't realize it was a.
Okay,
same
well we
day,
have Vin.
Looks like a Game Informer cover.
It does. It does
for a poster.
And then you have the Informer with I don't know who's that guy in the middle of that poster. It almost looks like Paul Walker, but it isn't. He's dead.
Damn. Well, that's what I'm saying. This looks like a Game Informer cover. Maybe it's just because I see the Informer as a name.
Then we have My Spy, which if somehow Sonic survives and wins Pixar's onward weekend,
Dave Bautista is going to step on Sonic's throat if he's still limping along a month later.
Do you think Sonic will be out of the theaters by this point?
It'll be limited. I also do think that My Spy won't do anything at all.
I'm going back to the family movie audience as being
they will see Pixar's Onward.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Do we want to see this movie? I don't know. Unless you are against seeing an animated film,
then maybe My Spy. Informer and Bloodshot, both coming out, are going to hurt each other so hard. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
And I don't know if Vin Diesel helps or hurts that fight.
Yeah. And A Quiet Place Part 2 is on March 20th. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Sonic is not making it.
And then Mulan is the week after.
Oh my. Yeah. Sonic is not making it past. I don't think the weekend of March 13th. If it does, it's going to be one screening a day.
Yeah.
At 3 p.m. on a Monday.
Yeah, because we do see films that are they have one showing that day, just one time.
And they're going to make $650,000 worldwide that day. So,
yeah,
I think Sonic will be done by unless Sonic comes out and there's no way. Even if it was a really good movie, will there be enough people if I go to work, you know what I mean, being like, dude, Sonic though was so good. Do you think how many people do you think I'm going to convince of that? I don't.
I mean, it depends. Do these people know that you co-run a Sonic movie podcast and would take whatever you say as hyperbolic?
Yeah, that's true too. Yes, but how many people are going to go? I feel like the audience who's going to see Sonic the Hedgehog, there isn't an audience that's really on the fence about it. It's not a huge audience. I think there's a bigger audience that's saying, I will not see Sonic the Hedgehog in theaters compared to the, maybe if I hear it's good. Yeah. I feel like people are either going to see this movie or not. They already made up their minds generally.
Yeah, and I think the only will I, won't I questioning comes from the opening weekend. I don't think anyone 2 weeks later is going to be like, do I want to see Sonic? I don't know, because the Invisible Man's out. I could see that instead, or I could just wait, because
Birds of Prey is still out. Maybe there'll be less people in the theater, so I can go see that.
Honestly, this is a very weak first half of a year for films, because Birds of Prey, Sonic, and the Invisible Man, I would argue as the three biggest hitters. I don't want to say that they're big hitters, but they're the three biggest hitters of this pre-Pixar time slot, and all of those films, based off my gathering of what people are saying on social, both Birds of Prey, Sonic, and The Invisible Man are films that people would wait to see on Amazon or on Hulu or something, you know what I mean?
Rent.
No one's like, no one's like, this is a movie I want to see now, like in theaters. These are films people are like, I'll see it on the back of an airplane seat. I'll watch it on, on Amazon.
I think most people have made up their mind. I don't think there's anybody who's going to be convinced if I go and tell them, yo, you need to see Sonic in theaters. Trust me. Like, what would Sonic do on the big screen besides the audio sounding a little bit better than your home? Like, it's not like they're doing something revolutionary. Yeah. It isn't like Blade Runner 2049 where I would say that's a movie you should have saw in theaters because of just the soundtrack is amazing in theaters. Like, Sonic isn't doing something like that. It's an action comedy kids movie generally.
Now, when we go to see certain films in theaters on like opening weekends or whatever, it's like a community aspect, right? We're all in this together. Some things, like I know pretty much everyone, I feel like, is the kind of moviegoer that hates when someone is talking or their phone goes on during the film. But we are more so likely to not care about that when we're like kind of loose. Like if it's a horror movie or, hey, we're seeing Avengers on opening night and he just said a funny joke about his own ass or something like that. You know what I mean?
We all laugh, yes.
We all laugh. And those are good films. I'm theoretically speaking about good horror films, and Avengers was good, right? When there are bad films and we're seeing it and we're like, this is terrible, you are more open to ridicule the film if you feel like the environment is okay with that. And Sonic is definitely going to be a film that people are going to go together to rib on it.
Do you want to get into the prediction part of our show tonight?
Sure.
But more in the sense, before we do like box office stuff, we'll do predictions for what kind of people are we going to see in our theater. You said you're talking about the people who are going to ridicule this movie. Do you think we'll have the Sonic fanboys turn up? Or do you think it'll just be general geek people, nerds like us who are, like, we love Sonic, we're Sonic fanboys, but we're not good. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to go dress up as Sonic the Hedgehog walking into this theater unless someone paid me. General moviegoer. Like, we love Sonic for what it is. But then there's also maybe the other people who are like, I know Sonic and this movie could be good. I don't know.
Personally.
Or I mean like a general video game person. Sonic isn't my favorite by any means, but video game movie. And then there's the people who are going just for the troll.
People are going to go being like, I'm either going to have a good, surprising time, or I wanted to see a train wreck and a trash fire, and this film might be both. If I were to theoretically imagine the theater that we're going to, which is, for people that don't know us personally, which is everyone, is an AMC that is in a fairly nice area where a lot of spending is happening, in a shopping center where a lot of money is going around. And it's I would say, what does it have, like 14 screenings, 15?
16.
It has an IMAX, it has a Dolby screen in there. You know, it's a nice place, nice building, nice area, etc. So if we imagine that theoretically now, if that screen that we're seeing Sonic has only seats 100 people and all seats are filled, I'm willing to bet that 30% or more are children. The literally kids themselves.
You're going to say children on opening night.
Children. I'm going to say that children on opening night.
Okay.
And there might be a couple, I don't want to speak like poorly on how people like express their fandom about something, but what you might traditionally call like a neckbeard type of nerd. I can see maybe a couple people being like that wearing Sonic apparel, you know what I mean? There's probably going to be a lot of young men and women that are going incognito about their Sonic fandom. Like, I'm not going to wear anything Sonic.
I don't own any. I don't own anything. I have Sonic socks, which I'll wear, and then I'll be my big hoorah.
I have when I was 10 years old, I had a black long sleeve shirt that had a picture of Sonic on it, and it had some Japanese text underneath it. I have no idea how I got that. It's the only Sonic apparel I have. I have that nice Sonic drinking glass that our friend got me for my 23rd birthday. I can put that on my head.
Oh, yeah. It was our friend went and bought you that. I remember, because we were like, oh, Sonic. we just got you that. We're like, we didn't know what to get you, so we just got you a Sonic.
But yeah, so like, I don't think that I don't think it's gonna. I don't know.
Do you think? Okay, you said 100 seats. And you said kind of assuming
There's
that
an
they're
easy
all
way of saying percentages.
Yeah. Do you think we'll have a packed theater? Do you think we'll have a full theater, or do you think we'll have a
66% of the seats will be filled.
66? I was going to say that. I would agree with that. Maybe a little bit less.
66. I guess it depends. Like, when we see this film, is it going to be like a big premiere?
Is it going to be an IMAX or
thing?
something?
Or is it going to, yeah.
I don't think it'll be a...
Can we look at tickets this early?
We can... Let me see if it's on our theater
does
right
it
now.
let us? I'm looking at our app too. Excuse me, I have the hiccups.
Usually lets you look ahead on coming soon.
Yeah.
Right now it says there's no seating currently.
Damn, they canceled the movie already.
Well, it says I can remind me, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to sign in, and it's going to tell me, hey, remind me. Alert me when those Sonic tickets drop. Yeah, no advance tickets yet, it looks like. But I'm assuming it's going to be one of the, not the smaller ones, but it's just going to be a general digital theater. I don't think it'll be an IMAX or Dolby. I'll be shocked if it's an IMAX.
Now,
or
if
Dolby.
it is, we're going to go see it in Dolby.
Correct.
Because I want to hear that spin dash.
If it's going to be in Dolby, it might be for one day on a Sunday, not on opening night. I think when we go, like Birds of Prey, I think Birds of Prey would be in Dolby. Because I've noticed that a lot of the Dolby ones, like when I went to see Godzilla, I wanted to see it in Dolby first, and it wasn't in Dolby until the weekend that it came out. I saw it opening night on a Wednesday or Thursday rather, and that wasn't until the weekend that it was in Dolby. And I want to say it was the same for another movie that I saw. I forgot what it was called though. I saw so many movies last year that I don't remember which ones are which.
Yeah, a lot of good movies came out.
But like
last
Star
year.
Wars is going to be in Dolby. You know what I mean? I can see Birds of Prey just by the DC image.
Will Star
being
Wars still be in theaters by February 14th? It might be streaming by then.
Who knows?
Because I've seen ads saying like you can buy it on Vudu. But
Actually, you might be right though with the Dolby, because to be fair, at our theater they were advertising Sonic. Like everyone was wearing T-shirts for Sonic.
Yeah.
So maybe we're wrong. Maybe it will be.
Well,
in
I
Dolby.
didn't
I don't
agree
know
with you yet, so maybe you're just wrong.
Well, maybe will it be an IMAX? You think?
If there's nothing else to show, then I don't know. Like, can they show a non-IMAX formatted film in an IMAX screen?
I don't see why not. Stretch it out.
Or like, now I honestly don't know this about movie theaters our size. Again, 16 screenings. I don't know about the business politics of it, but like, do they have to have all screens working, or because you don't have to clean if you close down the room? You know what I mean?
I'm assuming they do, because even if only 2 people come in, that's still a profit, quote, because they already paid to rent the film, basically. That's why at least I thought.
Yeah,
it
but
works.
like, I'm just talking about like, because there is not really anything exciting coming out. You know what I mean? Is it going to be 3 screens this day are showing Birds
I think
of Prey?
they fill
you know
every.
what I mean?
Well, are you saying that all 16 are running at the same time? I don't know about that, but maybe one of them has like a 15-minute, like when they're cleaning up or whatnot, and then.
But I wonder how
trailers
many
are coming
screens
out.
might pull double duty and be like, and then we danced, Come to Daddy, Horse Girl, and The Lodge might take up just 2 screens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are all February 7th films. So I don't know. I mean, how many films from December might still come out?
True.
Like 1917 will probably still be in theaters.
I can see that.
Just Mercy and Like a Boss might, maybe.
Depends how well they do the next couple weekends, I think.
Bad Boys for Life, we didn't mention this. That will still be in theaters, for sure.
True. And that could, I guess, hurt Sonic depending how much money it makes its next, once again, couple weeks.
Well, considering Sonic's the original trailer's one claim to fame was that it had the producer of the Fast and the Furious side to it. And you see this Bad Boys for Life trailer, and it shows a car and a couple guys with guns. So,
All right, let's guess box office. We're gonna do domestic, and then we'll do international. So, do you want to go first?
why don't you? See, I don't know. You're giving me the opportunity to go first, and I don't know if I want that, if it's advantageous or not.
I'll do international first, then. I'll probably agree with you.
See, domestic.
I think it's going to do...
Do I get to look something up before I give an answer?
I was going to say, I was going to base it off Detective Pikachu. I
Same.
think it's going to be a little bit less than Detective Pikachu. At least domestically.
So Detective Pikachu, this is public information now.
I think we looked this up at least 3 times now, but whatever.
So are we talking about the opening or the total gross for Sonic?
We can do opening and then domestic if you want.
Well, there could be a domestic opening. You know what I mean?
Domestic opening.
Because we don't have those numbers. Because we know it. Detective Pikachu opened at 54 million, but I don't know if that was worldwide or not. But total, Detective Pikachu made domestic 144 million. I'm going to go ahead and say Sonic. I know I have to give a 1 number answer, but I think the range is 80 to 120. I'm going to go ahead and say 100. A nice 100 for my domestic.
Total domestic. Okay.
Total domestic when it eventually gets killed by Pixar.
I was going to say honestly the same. Once again, I think it goes back to how are the other movies doing. It's not how good Sonic is doing. It's how all the other movies are doing. Like there has to be, all the other movies have to suck, I think, for Sonic to really like break over 110. So I'm going to say 90, I guess, for just to not agree with you. But yeah, I think 100 I think would be pretty good for it.
Because the budget was 95. It was originally 90. Then a rumored 5 for the reanimation.
Maybe they'll surprise us and get 150. But I think that's a long shot.
I feel like people were genuinely excited for Detective Pikachu. I know I was. I was like, wow, that they're not screwing this up. And I don't think people are genuinely excited.
From the people I've seen, like average people on my Facebook, I know once again we do great analysis of our polling here. I've seen like 2 or 3 people in my Facebook friends who generally were like, "Oh, Sonic looks cool."
Now, I will say this: if we're talking about average casual moviegoers, Pokemon is more well known than Sonic. Pikachu is cute and cuter than Sonic.
Correct. Baby Sonic.
Ryan Reynolds is a bigger pull of a comedic actor than Jim Carrey right now. All those things affect whether or not people would want to see Detective Pikachu in theaters or later streaming. So you say 90, I say 100.
I think it's going to lose domestic money.
What do you think for an international? What do you think?
And international, I'm pulling for my, since Pokemon is pretty well loved out there in the Asian markets, I'm going to say that they love Sonic too a little bit. How much was Pikachu again? It was like
287.
200?
International. $287 million.
I'm going to say they're feeling the love. They're feeling love. I'm gonna go 300.
Wow.
I know that seems high. I'm hoping they love Jim Carrey. We forget that Jim Carrey is in this.
And international folks in China sure love Jim Carrey. We know this is a fact. I say this sarcastically. I'm sure they have no idea who he is.
I'm hoping for Sonic's sake it has 300. If it does less than 200, that'll be very sad.
I'm gonna say 200.
You're going to say that? Okay.
Domestic 1, international 2.
See, I want to say that, but I just want to give it the benefit of the doubt. I really am I want it to do financially well so we get more.
Yeah.
But,
well,
regardless if it's good or bad.
Regardless of if it's good or bad, the gamers win.
I hope they love Sonic over there and Jim Carrey. Those are my 2 big... Do they still love them? I don't know. Are they itching for a Sonic movie, They've had Pokemon movies in the past, right? This is the first Sonic movie in a while.
I can't argue with that logic.
They're itching for it over there. They're like, what'd be great in 2020? A Sonic movie. You know what I'm saying? Way to start off the decade strong, gamers. You know what I mean? So yeah, total would be, I guess for me, would be
400. Well, no, 390. You think? And I think 3.
So I guess it's different. Yeah, I think. I can see both of ours happening in different ways. Once again, I think it's going to come down to how good are the other movies doing. If Birds of Prey bombs, box office bomb, then I think that helps Sonic a lot. I think Sonic can then get more in the domestic.
If there's nothing else to watch, then sure. And it doesn't seem like there's much else to watch. So honestly, like I know we were talking about this way back in December in an episode where we talked about if it had came out on November 8th, how well would it have done? It would have done a lot worse because there's a lot more movies that it competed with.
Frozen 2 would have just...
And it came out, a week or two later?
Took it out back.
Yeah. Onward won't make as much money as Frozen 2 did. I don't know how much Frozen 2 made, but I guarantee it made more. Whatever number you're picturing, picture Frozen numbers again. So, but yeah, there's nothing that it really competes with for a good stretch. I think it's in the best possible position for it to be. I know we get into Marvel movie season in May, you know what I mean, with Black Widow, but Sonic is coming out well before that. Its biggest competitor is a DC movie that no one really thinks is going to be good.
But how many people, the average people, once again, we go back to how many people think the Sonic movie is going to be good. So,
and I go back again, Batman v Superman dropped immediately. People are smarter than you think. If they hear a movie is absolutely terrible,
they won't go.
They won't go. I don't know if that hurts Sonic too. But
I mean, you could, with that same logic, if Sonic sucks, we already have pretty low expectations, I think. But if we come out of that theater being like, "What the did we just watch?" Then that's really bad news. That's bad news, Bears. That's bad news, Sonic. Yeah. Sonic ain't even breaking 200 then. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed. How are you feeling on the Sonic movie stock market?
Oh, I forgot we do this. So this is an interest meter, though. So it's not necessarily a level of success. Yeah. Because if this was a level of success meter, I would say mine went up because there's nothing that it really fights tooth and nail with. Yeah, this is whether or not we are excited for this film. Last week we talked about the toys, and mine, I feel like, went down because of the merchandise. I'm like, these are bare bones basic and boring. I didn't see anything with Knuckles on it, besides an Arby's disc that turns into 2 discs. So mine went about the same. But before you say yours, I want to throw this bit of news out here. As we transition into a post-Sonic movie world, how we might take the Sonic movie show forward, we're going to be incorporating more Sonic news. And I will say this, Sonic is going to have a killer year. The Sega already announced...
Oh, you're saying that.
I'm saying this now. Sega announced on the 20th of January, because we're a little bit after January 20th right now, that on the 20th of every month, there's going to be a Sonic reveal. So maybe on February 20th, they might announce a video game that might excite people. And then what might they do? They see a 6-day-old movie. So maybe this affects it. Maybe my Sonic stock goes up a bit because of Sega's proposed excitement.
I'm so. We'll probably have to do an episode on that once we get more details. But every month, what?
What is there to reveal? Now they cheated a bit. Their first reveal was that they're going to be revealing things, so that's a cheat. But
what can you do with Sonic every month, once a month? And I'm like, as we do a show almost every week, about just the movie. But
they can definitely fill for time.
I don't know. I'm curious. Are they going to do a cartoon
Because I know. So
are they going to be real cheap about it? Be like, Sonic slippers are coming to Target.
They've been doing some weird little animated shorts that use, I think, the same little animation team that did the intro to Sonic Mania. I know they in December they did. So I know you have played Sonic Adventure 2, but both Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 reference a fake in-game movie called Chow in Space. They animated that. And it was actually kind of cute. It definitely is riffing off of Star Wars. So, do they consider that a thing? You know what I mean? Or is it hey, we're going to be... I know a lot of late 90s, early 2000s mascot platformer games are getting remade. Are they going to do a remake of Sonic Adventure? Maybe. They might announce projects like that. They might announce the next big Sonic game. Who knows? Maybe they'll announce that they're already... Maybe February 20th, a big reveal is that, hey, the Sonic movie did so well, we're doing a sequel. Maybe?
Knuckles. We're doing a Knuckles standalone film. There's going to be a Sonic movie universe. Tails is getting his own movie. Robotnik's getting his own Joker-esque film. It's going to be great. All right.
The tagline to the Knuckles standalone film would be who's hungry for a sandwich? And it's just going to be his fist.
Oh, my gosh. No, it's going to say, I'm Knuckles the Echidna, but you can call me Knuckles.
Right. Maybe they'll announce a new cartoon. Maybe we got to start talking about that. Ugh. How is your Sonic stock going based off of the information I just told you?
Mine was already pretty, it's definitely fallen a little bit, but mostly because, there's been a kind of, we had the big trailer and then the baby design Sonic reveal. We had Baby Sonic, and that was just for me.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in a glass ceiling right now.
Damn.
And maybe my interest can't really break it right now. something else has to happen within the next couple days.
They got a Mr. Peanut Sonic
to break. Yeah, like something crazy has to come out to break that glass ceiling. Not saying it can't be broken, but I think I've.
If
capped.
you could give your current Sonic stock as a percentage, where 100 is you're so excited it's all you can think about, and 0 is you would rather die than see the film. What percentage are you at currently? Because I don't think we've been like actually giving any sort of metric to this.
We should start graphing this. Or I'm at a good 62.
I'm at a good 45. Yeah.
Really?
I'm like, let me put this out here. I've been playing Sonic forever. I love Sonic. I love a lot of the bad parts about Sonic. There's a lot of bad parts about Sonic. I'm one of these fans, you know what I mean, that acknowledges that Sonic is terrible, but yet he still got his hooks into me too early for me to know anything better. So I'm a Sonic fan. This is a movie I would see on Amazon. I would not see this in theaters. I'm only seeing it in theaters because we're doing a podcast about it. Maybe that means I shouldn't be co-hosting a Sonic podcast. I don't know, but that's me personally.
Fake fan.
I'm 45. You're 62. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm only saying that too because you said I guess it didn't go up because of the announcement, but I guess it just gives me a little sliver of hope, being like, maybe we'll get more out of this. I've been playing still here and there, Team Sonic Racing. I finally beat the frickin'... So in the story mode, it's almost like Mario, where you can take different routes to get to the next like world or stage rather. So most of them is like, okay, do this kind of race, do this kind of race. Oh, do this kind of multiple races. And there's been ones where it's like challenges where you have to go through like these, almost like when you go skiing, where it has like the little flags that you touch, but basically they're like these ring things. And there's, long story short, is you have to get a certain amount of points and a certain amount of medals with it. So if I get 1,200 points, I get a silver medal, and then it unlocks the next level after that. For the life of me, I cannot beat any of them. But then I'm like, I don't have to. I've been able to get through the first 5 story worlds, and I'm like, I haven't had to beat any of those to move on until the other day where I ran into one, and I had to beat one of the challenge levels to keep going. And it took me forever, dude. It took me at least 5 hours to beat that one level. I had to Google it, being like, how do I beat this?
They're like, race faster.
I watched a YouTube video, and there's like so there's 2 sides to it. There's a little red ring that if you drift through, you get a multiplier. And then you have a yellow one where it just gives you points if you drift through it. So I was doing a little bit of both. I was doing red.
So you're banking up a risk.
You think that. But I noticed as I was doing it, the numbers really didn't change too much. So when I watch the video, it was like, just go through the red ones the entire time. I'm like, really? I've been doing this wrong the entire time. And eventually I did it. It took me a couple tries, but then I got it. And I'm like, oh my God, this whole time.
Video games, man.
Why is this so hard?
Now here's a gamer question for you.
Hit me.
Would you pay real world money to skip the challenges?
Real world? No. I would have just not played the game.
Yeah, I guess that's
I don't have any, I'm only in it, honestly, I'm not a big PlayStation trophy hunter, but I just want to be like, I beat the story in this game.
Well, we're going to platinum it together. I still need to start it.
I don't know, man.
Because we have...
one of the trophies is win an online race. I tried doing that, got second the first race I ever did. I'm like,
so you're getting close.
The guy smoked me. The guy in first smoked me. It wasn't even close, really.
I remember...
But then, the other day, I was trying to go online. This is on, a Friday night. I sat
Sonic
for 15
fans are
minutes.
popping off.
No, there's no Sonic fans popping up. I was waiting 15 minutes in an open lobby.
Really?
Casual game. Casual race.
On PlayStation.
Nothing.
You gotta point this out. You're playing on Switch, where there might be no one playing Sonic Racing.
Nobody.
Wow.
0. I waited 15 minutes. No one joined. Wow. Not even one person. And I gave up. And I'm like, I don't think I can get that trophy. I can't. If no one's online,
that is
I can't
the problem with a lot of games that, eventually they shut off the servers, and there are trophy lists that you will never complete. What was it? The Uncharted games, their multiplayer ended on PS3 Uncharted games. Their multiplayer went away. Last of Us on PS3, its multiplayer went away. You can't get those trophies, so you can't platinum it anymore. sucks.
Yeah, my goal is just to get the story mode and just be like, by the way, the story sucks. So
Can you imagine?
I wasn't expecting much, but I was just like, most of the time I'm looking at my phone. I let the dialogue go to pretend I'm paying attention. There's an option to skip, but I like let it go, and I'm like, so many corny jokes. Oh my lord. But whatever. I just pretend to enjoy it, I guess. And then I get a trophy for each world I beat. So I'm like, cool, great.
Yeah.
I mean, the game's fun itself. Not like I'm not having fun with the racing aspect, but
Bit of Sonic gaming news coming out soon. I've seen on Japanese Twitter talking about. So on the Nintendo Switch, Sega has a line of ports called Sega Ages. Spell ages backwards, and you get where they got it. Sega, yeah. Where they're not simply just porting a retro game. They're taking M2, which is one of the best. I don't know what would you kind of call them, a type of contract studio that focuses literally on retro recreations. They're like the best in the business, pretty much, or close to it, almost unrivaled, basically. And they're doing one game at a time, and it's like the best version possible. They're taking moments where, like, a game like Phantasy Star, Sega Mega Drive RPG in the vein, kind of like a Wizardry or maybe Final Fantasy, and this is a game that has, it's a top-down thing, but it has first-person dungeons, grid-based. On the Sega Master System, of the NES competitor, didn't have a map. It didn't show you like any of your stats or anything like that in that view. So the Sega Ages version has a window off to the side that literally maps as you go. And it says all of your characters' stats and what they have on them. Another little window. Like, they're doing these kinds of quality of life improvements that makes that game way more playable. They did one for Sonic the Hedgehog, the first game, when they kind of started that line off, and that was pretty good. It had the Sega Genesis version, which is our North American version. They had the Sega Mega Drive version, which is the Japanese version. They had the Sega Sonic Arcade version, they're all slightly different. And it had features like, hey, the drop dash, which was a thing they added in Sonic Mania. You can do that in here. You can make it so that you don't lose rings when you get hit. You could do all these weird little things. I bring this up because they're talking about Sonic 2. That's coming out soon. So I'm going to be getting that. And I know one of the things they mentioned is that it's going to have the Knuckles mode added in. People might not know, but Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles are two separate games, planned to be one game called Sonic the Hedgehog 3. They had to split it up for time reasons. It involves McDonald's and a few other things, and Michael Jackson, believe it or not. We don't need to go into that. So what it resulted is they released Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which is a short-ish game, regular cartridge. Later they come out with Sonic and Knuckles on a special cartridge that was a pass-through cartridge. You could stick another cartridge into Sonic and Knuckles, then stick Sonic and Knuckles into your Genesis. And what that did is, if you put Sonic 3 in there, it unlocked you could play the full game as one big thing, instead of two separate games. And you could play as Knuckles in Sonic 3, which you couldn't normally. They also let you play as Knuckles in Sonic 2. If you stick Sonic 2's cartridge in Sonic and Knuckles, it's kind of like a ROM hack. You just get to play as Knuckles through the game. And this is a part of the Sonic 2 Sega Ages port. So, not a lot of people these days, unless they're playing these kinds of retro games through nefarious reasons, actually play as Knuckles in Sonic 2. They're not legally able to. Sonic and Knuckles isn't a game that they put on Sega retro collections because of licensing issues with the music, because Michael Jackson was involved, kind of, but not really. Some of the riffs in some of Sonic and Knuckles' songs are straight up Michael Jackson stuff. So the only way that someone is playing as Knuckles in Sonic 2 legally these days is through this port, and I think that's exciting.
Gotta go fast, huh?
Gotta go fast. So any last thoughts about any of the vast topics we discussed today? We're going a little bit long.
It's okay. We skipped 1 week, so I think
true. We owe it to our fans.
No, I think I'm good. A couple weeks away.
Nice. Well, we're a few weeks away from the film, so excited for that.
Get your tickets when they drop. Don't want to miss it.
Do we want to do next episode a big full-on prediction of the film? Because I feel like we've done
Would
that a
that
lot
make-
already based off trailers.
What's next week first? I mean, I guess it would be, or I guess you could do that the next week. But I'm down for whatever.
I'm tired of telling our fan, that next week is a regular episode because we don't know what we're talking about until the morning of. But yeah, it'll probably be, unless something crazy happens. We like to talk about Sonic news on here, and Sonic movie news especially. Unless anything crazy happens with the Sonic news that we are not able to picture in the future, it'll be just maybe a nice little
if
cute
Jim
episode.
Carrey says something in the press don't see this movie, then that'd be obviously big news.
This movie gives people AIDS, then maybe we'll talk about why or why not that might happen. Well, until then, see ya.
Bye. Yes. Next we have Pixar's Onward. There's always a bigger fish, as
Yep.
Liam Neeson says in Phantom Menace.
He does. There's always a bigger fish.
Oh, but
Stop it, cat. Hold on one second. All right, continue, please. What people are saying on social media is that there are films that I'll see it maybe. Sorry. Oh, sorry, there's a thing with my mic. Hold on. I don't want to say anything because then it's just gonna... Stop doing this. Oh my god, why are you working on this? There we go. No, now it's worse. Dude, what the fuck?
Bomb office bomb. Bomb office bomb.
Box office bomb.
I was like, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Box office bomb.